so welcome back to the channel. As you saw in the previous video, I removed the stickers and gave the car its pre-wash and decontamination. So in today's video, I'm going to show you, basically I'm going to be masking up all the rubbers and all the fragile parts of the car. I'm also going to shoot up the rear spoiler because obviously, as I said previously, they're quite hard to find and obviously the material is quite soft, so I'm going to sheet that up and then get onto the paint correction. So I'll go through all that with you, and yeah, so all that's left to do is mask it up and start getting ready to get machines on it. And I'll give you a walk around once it's all masked up and show you what the paint's like and what we're going to do to achieve to bring it up back to the level it should be. So speak to you in 2 minutes. Right guys, so it's now all masked up, ready for paint correction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around, show you what I've masked up, and then just quickly walk around and show you the actual paintwork, show you what we've got to work with. So I masked all the rubber trims and just various areas where the machines could flick up any compounds or where the pads could touch to like fragile areas. Obviously being, what's it, 45 years old now. It's not to say some of these bits have been replaced before, but you know, they're hard to get pieces, and it's just good practice just to keep everything as fragile or where you could cause a little bit of damage by the machines, just to put a bit of masking tape on. So yeah, and also I've covered this spoiler up, put a sheet over it, because to me it's very fragile material in my opinion. But so yeah, so it's all ready now. It's all been panel wiped as well for the machines, to get a nice direct clean paint surface to work with. And then over here, this is what we're going to tackle it with. So I've got the Roops hybrid there. I've got the Roops 21 for the bigger areas and flatter panels, and then the 3 inches for the intricate areas. The hybrid's ideally for areas like here along the pillars. I do also have a 1-inch rotary that could get into these tiny pieces around the door frame. But yeah, so I'll now show you the paintwork. Right, so I'm hoping that the phone's going to pick this up without flickering too much. So this is the boot lid. There's a lot of etching all over the vehicle. It's oxidised as well, which I'm not too sure if the camera's going to pick up. I'm assuming we've got some watermark etchings from where it's been stored with a leaky roof, or just moisture in general. Yeah, the roof does, it's flickering a bit too much here. See if I can pick, no, it's not having it. And again, we're having a flickerage. So on the bonnet, it's really hard because with LEDs, they do flicker quite a lot. with the camera. I could try halogen, but I'm hoping we might be able to pick something up here. So you might be able to just see if you look on the light that I'm moving. There's a lot of stains, etchings, marring and swirls. I'm assuming someone has machine polished this before because there is some light holograms as you follow it around. And yeah, down the sides. It's going to be very hard to pick up. But yeah, we've got general swirls. Etc. Not going to ramble on too much. I think Grant's already said the reason why I'm doing this. So basically I'm hitting this paintwork. So in preparation for him to put his black stickers back on, which I took off yesterday in the previous video. Because basically his workshop, really, he may as well get some flippers or a canoe. It is quite bad, but all jokes aside, it's not acceptable. So hopefully he'll have that done. I know he's got such a big following, so I'm sure you guys are keen to see what he's got in the pipeline, because his mind's been ticking while he's been having his time off. So all in all, hopefully that all works out for him. So but yeah, I'm going to crack on now with this, and I'll stop rambling. I'll put you on time lapse. So yeah, basically, so I'm just going to show you. This is just from the initial cut. So this is from the before. This is how the roof looks. So quite a bit of swirling, oxidization. And then the square area I've just cut. So bear in mind, this is just a cut. So there's quite a bit of refining needed to do. There are areas where there's some damage to the clear coat, so I'll be talking to Grant how he wants that addressed. Just where they've been left too long in the clear coat. Like here, for example. Generally a bit of wet sanding will remove that. But yeah, so this is what we're working from, and this is how it looks just after a cut. May even catch it. There we go. We can even, if you look at that area on the roof, follow that light back. As I said, bear in mind this is just a cut. Just zoom in. Much better, just to enhance that colour and clarity. Anyway, I'm going to get back on. Right guys, so as I mentioned in the previous clip, when I was machine polishing the roof, I noticed there was some imperfections in the roof. Delving into it, spoke to Grant, and basically I've ended up wet sanding and flattening off the roof, the bonnet and the wings, or tops of the wings, and I think, did I just say, yeah, the boot lid. Basically just getting all the dust particles and denibbing some imperfections in the paintwork. Obviously it was painted quite a while ago, so we're just trying to make it the best as we can be. I've used the Mk2 DA sander on the Trizac, going up from 2000, 3000 to 4000, and then I'm going to polish from there. We used a bit of light misting on the Trizac, and then just went away with it. So I'll just ping you around now. Just hoping you can all see this. So basically, you might be able to see like little droplets, like drops, etching drops, just all dotted around the roof. Obviously not sure what it is, so we need to really delve into this a bit more. It's also on the bonnet and the boot, so hopefully we'll get that to a much better level than it is now. So I'll zoom in. If you just watch from my side to side motion, keep an eye on the lights, you'll see the imperfections start revealing themselves as the camera's moving. So when something's left for a long period of time, whether that's it, you just don't know, whether it's acidic water, bird etchings, like bird poo and stuff like that, just anything that's harmful if you sat on there for too long. So this is what we're working with on the roof. So by hand, after 2000 with the Trizac across the whole panel, by hand, because it's a little bit coarser, just taking out certain imperfections in various areas. So now all I'm going to do is 2000 over the top of those spot areas and just flatten them down, and then put it up to 3000 and then up to 4000, and like I said, then polish from there. Same again on the bonnet and the tops of the wings. So obviously after talking to Grant, he was happy for this to be done. So there's plenty to do now. We're getting into it. And here we go on the top of the boat. So I'd like to show that I've also done the top of this front wing as well. Basically, yeah, it looked like a dust storm had hit it. So yeah, there was some real bad areas and dirt in the paintwork here. So yeah, well worth doing. So I'm going to get cracking on flattening and refining these areas, and then I'll update you with more and start polishing it up and showing you the result. I mean, it only sort of come to that because we took it outside, and yeah, some of those areas were quite noticeable, so it was no getting around it. At the end of the day, if I'd have polished it, it would have still, it wouldn't, the finish would be great, but you'd still notice those imperfections, and to me, it's not worth having it. So yeah, so if I ping, here's the Mk2 we've been using on Trizac disc. A nice block here, it's 2000, just to tease out some of those areas. And then we've just got a vast array of tools all being used to get her up back to the standard she should be. So we'll hopefully get to the finishing point on the sanding, and we'll hopefully have another update for you. So sweet. Right, so followed on a bit more since the previous clip. So basically, it's quite late now. It's about 8, half 8 now. So I'm wrapping up for the day. Absolutely shattered. But yeah, basically managed to get all the panels from 2000, 3000 and up to 4, and then started polishing. I've done half of the roof, so I'm just going to show you the difference. from going through the various stages and then showing you the end result of what those air panels that we've worked on, and in general how the car's going to look eventually. But yeah, it's been a bit of a slog today, but it's going to be worth it. I said, like, end of the day, I can't let that car go out looking how it was. I mean, and you know, in my opinion, the customer is always paramount. And end of the day, it's my name on the job, so I want it to go. Can't get my words out. I want it to go out the best it possibly can be, within reason, obviously. But there we go. It's going to take a bit more time than we first sort of imagined. So, but yeah, it's all going to be worth it. So here if I pan you round, so I'm hoping the phone isn't going to trip out the LEDs. So anyway, so if you look to the left, this side's just cut. So all I've done here is various passes with cutting. On the right side is where it's all flattened off, ready to be polished. But this is the finish we're going for on the roof. So this is eventually, and again, you know, this hasn't been refined yet. So we've got a refining stage to do as well. So it is so much better than it was. So that's what we've got to start on tomorrow on the other side of the roof. And then as obviously we've shown the rest of the panels. So this is all upgraded to 4000 now. And then we've just got to do the same process from the roof onto the bonnet and tops of the wings and that side of that wing. Excuse all the stuff in the inside. So yeah, I'm going to end it now. So please like and subscribe. All my details are all going to be in the description below. Yeah, so have a good night. I'm going home now. I'm absolutely shattered and my dinner's calling me. So have a good evening. Speak to you soon. Cheers.